Okay, so our next unit is on geometry. I posted online on Quizlet a whole bunch of terms. I think there's like 37 of them for terms that you need to know for this unit. And we're going to go over them in the notes, but that's a good place to go back and look just to make sure, quiz yourself, with note cards or however you need to do it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is angles. And we have to know the parts of an angle and how to name an angle and all that jazz. So when we look at the parts of an angle is formed by two rays with a common endpoint. This common endpoint is called the vertex. So if you look here, BA is a ray. Remember, think about a sun ray. Like this could be the sun, and then the sun rays come out from the sun, infinite in that direction. So this point where the two rays come together, that's called the vertex. And the rays are called the sides of an angle, okay? Now, the symbol for an angle is this right there. It almost looks like a less than sign, except it's not. This line is parallel to this line, so it looks just like that. Angles are typically named using three letters. The middle letter must always represent the vertex, okay? And I'll show you why in a second. The angles can also be use just the vertex, but that can be the only angle in that picture. So if you look at this right here, and I wanted to name this angle, because there's only one vertex, I could name it angle B, but I also name this angle ABC, and angle CBA. So I can go ABC or CBA, but notice B, that middle term, always represents the vertex. So when referring to the measure of an angle, we always use a lowercase m to represent the measurement. So m is like the math part. It's, quantitatively, how much does that angle represent? So if I looked at this one, I would say the measure of angle ABC is equal to 60 degrees because M stands for measurement. The measurement of angle ABC is 60 degrees. So that's just how we kind of name the angles. Let's look at the different types of angles that you can have. And I feel confident that you've heard these angles before, but it's always good to review them. Okay, so there's three different ones. We have an acute angle. An acute angle is less than, no, this is actually a less than sign, less than 90 degrees. So anything less than 90 degrees. We have an obtuse angle, which is anything greater, I should have put the picture up there, which is anything greater than 90 degrees. We have a right angle, which is 90 degrees. And so a right angle will always have that mark that tells the reader it is equal to 90 degrees. And then we also have a straight angle. And a straight angle is going to be equal to 180 degrees. So if I look over here for these examples, and I want to name the vertex. The vertex is where my two rays come together, so it's K, and it's an uppercase. So when we name these, it's always an uppercase when we talk about points on a plane. The sides of the angle, remember the sides are rays, so it's KL. And notice my arrow is on the end of L because it's going infinite on the L direction. So it's KL and it's KJ with an arrow facing towards the J. And the three ways we can name this angle is with the vertex, angle K, or angle L, KJ, or angle JKL, all uppercase letters. And if I had to classify this angle, I would say it's an obtuse angle. Okay, let's look at number 2. The vertex is right here at R, uppercase R. The sides are the rays, so it would be RS, both uppercase, and then RQ, uppercase, and the arrow goes towards the Q, and the arrow goes towards the S. The three ways to name that angle is, of course, because it's the only angle, you can say angle R, the vertex, angle SRQ, and angle QRS. And if I classified this, because this marking here, it's telling me that it's a 90-degree angle, so it is a right angle, okay? All right. Now, what happens when we solve for angle measurements? Go ahead and flip over your notes. And let me go up some. Okay. So let's start with 2, 4, and 6. So if it says the measure of R is 7x plus 19, if x equals 23, find the measure of angle R, then classify. Apparently I'm missing some information here. Okay, the measure of angle R. Oh, I see. Okay, so the measure of angle R is 7x plus 19 if x equals 23. So that means I'm going to plug 23 back in for x. So 7 times 23 plus 19. 7 times 23 is 161 plus 19. And if I add those together, that's 180 degrees. What kind of angle is 180 degrees? A straight angle. So that would be the measure of angle R equals 180 degrees. And that's a straight angle. Okay? All right, let's take a look at number 4. It says the measure of angle Y is 4x plus 22. If x equals 17, find the measure of angle Y, then classify the angle. So here I'm going to plug in 17 for x, and I get 68 plus 22. So that's going to be 90 degrees. So watch how I'm writing this. The measure of angle Y equals 90 degrees. Measurement equals 90, so that is a right angle. Okay? All right, let's take a look at number 6. We'll do the even ones together. So if I look at number 6, it says the measure of J is x plus 7, and the measure of K is 12x minus 27. If the sum of the measures is 123, find the measure of each angle. Okay, so sum means add. So if I added these together, it is 123. So I can say that x plus 7 plus 12x minus 27, the sum of these two angles, that's why I'm adding them together, is 123. And now you guys are experts at this, so we combine like terms. So I get 13x minus 20 when I take 7 and negative 27 equals 123. I add 20 on both sides, and I get 13x equals 143. When I divide both sides by 13, I get x equals 11. 13 goes into 14 one time with 1 left over. 13 goes into 13 once. So x is 11, so I got to go back and plug in, and I'm going to say the measure of angle J is 11 plus 7, which is 18 degrees, and the measure of angle K is 12 times 11 minus 27, or since they both add up to 123 and that's 18, I can just go ahead and say that K is 105 degrees. So that's the measure of each angle. So that's how we would find those. Let's do one last one together. Let's do number 8 together. Lift it up a little bit. Okay, so here we go. The measure of angle R is 3 degrees less than twice the measure of angle S. So I don't know. So I'm talking about angle R and I'm talking about angle S. It says the measure of angle R is 3 degrees less than twice the measure of S. Do I know what S is? I don't know what S is. So I'm going to say that angle S is X. And now the measure of R is 3 degrees less than is a turnaround word, twice the measure of S. So 2x minus 3. Do you see how I got these measurements? 2 different angles. We're not talking about angle S, so I'm going to make that X. And then angle R is 3 degrees less than twice the angle. So that's my first part. I've identified what my angles are. Now it says the sum of these is 72. Well, sum means addition. So that means I'm going to add these together, and I'm going to take 2x minus 3 plus x all equals 72. Both of those added together, which is 3x minus 3 equals 72. add 3 to both sides, and I get 3x equals 75. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 25. So if x equals 25, that means the measure of angle S equals 25 degrees, and the measure of angle R is 2 times 25, which is 50, 50 minus 3, which is 47 degrees. And then I can check my answer, because does this add up to 72? It does. 25 and 47 equals 72. Check, check. I know that's the right answer. Okay?